morning to your cherished listener. And good morning to our party people, the full soldiers who work so hard to make sure that our party retains the popularity that it has.
Well, great. Let me first start with two things you are responding to. But first, let's start with where these things come out. You met the Parliamentary Select Committee on Labour and Employment on Wednesday, 15th October 2025. What was the reason for that meeting?
Well, the reason basically was an oversight meeting of the Committee on Employment and Labour and Pensions. So they came there to ask questions about recruitment policy, compliance with labor laws, sanitary conditions, recruitment, non-discrimination, treatment of people with disability, and such related issues that concerns the welfare of our staff. So basically, that was what the meeting, how motivated, how incentivized our workers were, and what can I do to improve their lot, etc. So that was basically why they came there. It was their part of. So it was a parliamentary meeting. It wasn't a Gihoc meeting. So the floor was there. I was surprised why the radio, the media house made Gihoc the center of the conversation.
So it was the members of the Labour Committee that were asking the questions.
They were asking the questions, and we were responding, myself and management. Of course, because there are people there who were there before I went there. I went there 9 months ago. And so if they ask questions about why particularly we have defaulted in renewing our licenses with Food and Drugs Authority and whatever issues about that. If they ask those questions, obviously in 2024, I wasn't there. So I couldn't have answered those questions. But it was a general conversation about welfare and promotion of Gihoc.
So was it during that time that the question of whether or not we're still doing the 24-hour economy came in?
Yeah, obviously they were concerned about how we could create more job opportunities, etc. How we could pay our people more by showing up our production, etc. And the conversation came up. So the conversation basically was it wasn't even about the 24 hours. What are you doing to make sure Gihoc regains its leadership, basically, and how you can motivate your staff to make sure they give up their best. And I said that, look, we started all round production, that's the 24 hours. But there are systemic and historic factors in Gihoc that has militated or that militates against what we are trying to do, or fight against the president's vision. Issues were lack of product availability because they've had, they were unable to produce. Let me say the least. Let me put it this way. And so they don't have their progress in the market. Over the years, people have shifted their preferences. You understand? So they've lost considerable market share. So we needed to do a few things, you understand, in order to push Gihoc the way we wanted to. But I said it. If the president's vision, that vision should be a vision for Ghana, which developed country on this earth that has developed, that is running a shift system. Somebody should tell me which country in the world is running a shift system. So this is a policy that all Ghanaians, I wouldn't even call it an NDC policy. It's a master stroke policy. And it is something that everybody must work towards. Everybody must. So why would my vision that my party to cherish it. That was the reason why we came to power. I abandoned it. I don't know where that came from.
Okay.
Completely, I don't know where that came from. And if there's a journalist meant well, and he should have even gone ahead if I even said that. To ask me why. But then you go ahead and tweet a story when I was telling you that, look, there's now stiff competition, and so we need to do aggressive marketing to make sure that when we produce, our products will move. Then you go and twist the story.
I see. So a few questions that come up. One, are you still running the 3-shift system at Gihoc?
For now, we are doing 16 hours. We are doing 2 shifts now.
16 hours.
We are doing 16 hours. There are some of the machine parts that are spoiled. We have imported them. We are importing more raw material. We are importing more bottles. We are doing the things that would ensure that the 24-hour takeoff, there will not be any stoppage or anything. Really, let me be there. Our competitors are already doing 24 hours. I have been advised by our engineers that the way we even put off our machines on the 8-hour shift is even not good for the machine. Because every day when they come, they have to start it, and that takes more energy. So, cut a long story short. If the president or if the NDC was not even championing 24-hour economy, it is in the interest of Gihoc to, by itself, do a 24-hour system. So, it is not in question. I really don't know why the twisting and what agenda the media house or that reporter tried to set.
Okay. So, for the purpose of clarity, you're saying the reason you can't do 24 hours are because of 2 things. One, materials, the machines, and then there's also the issue of you losing market share.
We have. I mean, you live in Ghana. Gihoc over the years, we're not. If you want Castle Big now, it's more or less like what do they call it? A needle in the sand. It's so difficult to say. Why? Because they don't have Castle Big bottles. They didn't import them, and they operated a policy of no return. And some people are not returning the bottles. It's like when you buy any Johnny Walker product. Meanwhile, the factory that ought to feed the glasses to give a bottle glass factory is no more functioning. So we import. It takes a very long time for the bottles to come. And so the vision, if you want to, you have to do a number of things to achieve it. And so that is what we are heading towards. We are heading. So the issue is not about any shutdown, lack of raw materials, etc. The issue is about we Gihoc putting our house in order. That is all. But now, so the issue that was said that I called for the government to clamp down. I think
alcohol imports
to clamp down. Yes, I think government to clamp down. I love competition. We love competition. Do you think that Gihoc can supply the alcohol from Ghana all by itself? No, we love competition. But what I'm saying is that there's still competition now, and so we have to up our market. Have you seen any Gihoc advert anywhere in recent years? Have you seen any Gihoc?
No, not recently.
So these are things that we need to do. Look, I sit in Ghana, companies that came recently. When I'm watching, what do you call it, UEFA Champions League, I'm watching English Premiership. They are doing adverts on DSTV. And yet, Gihoc cannot do adverts even on Ghana TV. Gihoc cannot even put up one signboard. And so, if you think that you have a respected product or you think you have a product that people are so much desirous of it, and you leave the market like that, you lose your market share. And so what has happened to Gihoc is not is the fault of what has happened over the years. And these are things that we are fixing. We are fixing them 24 hours. Gihoc is not it is in the Gihoc interest completely to make sure that it runs on 24 hours. It is even good for our machine. But we all know what has happened to Gihoc over the years. For the past 8 years, we know Gihoc. What has happened to Gihoc. And so we are doing the things to me. Other than we are doing 15. And we are close to the 24 hours.
16 hours. But did you start 24 hours? When you came in initially, did you start with 24 hours?
We did some, of course, we have to experiment it.
Okay.
So we experimented it. This is the policy we all have to.
Okay.
All institutions in Ghana are supposed to implement it. So we tested it. We tested it.
So with the experiment, you realized that there were some systemic problems with Gihoc that needed to be addressed.
That needed to be fixed, yeah, completely. We tested it. Of course, if we want to roll it out big, you have to test it and see that, look, if I start running the 24 hours, how is it going to look like? And so we tested it. But the fact that we have realized that there are things that we have to fix ourselves doesn't mean that we have abandoned.
Oh, so you haven't abandoned the 24-hour economy?
I'm saying that if we leave the fact that it is one of our flagship policies, that for me, I think should even be put in any national agenda that Ghana wants to pursue going forward. If we want to be the middle class and improve the lot of our citizens, we have to find a way of working beyond the 8 hours. So let's even put it aside. In a manufacturing facility like Gihoc, it is in the interest of Gihoc to run it 24 hours. So Gihoc cannot abandon 24 hours. We can't.
The story says, okay, so you have denied that you have abandoned the 24-hour. You said you experimented, you saw some problems that you're trying to address. But the story says you're doing this because of demand. Have you produced products that go on the market that nobody is interested in?
Our products they are hot cake. And that is what made Gihoc to be laid back. The products of Gihoc are hot cake.
Okay.
The castle breed, the herbal, the magic, they are hot cake. So we have to put our house in order. We won't blame anybody for buying any foreign product. We have to tell Ghanaians that we have a superior product made in Ghana and let Ghanaians know the benefits that it brings in terms of stateless forest, etc. You understand? So it is not about we abandoning anything. No, we can't. I say forget about even the presidency. It is in your future.
Well, Mr. Applerh, just to conclude, because you talked about the state in which the company was when you inherited it. First of all, briefly, what was the state of Gihoc when you took over?
This is a company that, but when I took over, most of the machinery were not working. They have 7 lines. A lot of them were broken down. They had manualized a lot of portions of the lines because most of them are automated, but they are manualized them. So we have to buy a part, etc. So let me give you a simple thing. The data in the year 2020, Gihoc was producing, they had a staff strength of about 240, and they were producing about 670,000 cartons of drinks a year. Come to 2024, they had a staff strength of 548, and they were producing about 270 or so. So they have come down about 400,000 cartons within that. When their staff strength went up, they rather came down in terms of their production. You understand? So this was the condition that we found of a company that was debt ridden. They owed a lot of suppliers, issues with bankers, faulty machinery, were a lot of staff. So we have I won't call it overstaffing. If we are doing the 24 hours, we'll utilize everybody. But that was a company that I'll call the payroll cost did not match the output of what we get from production. So this was the company. Gihoc was inefficient, and we have to make sure that Gihoc becomes efficient again.
Mr. Applerh, we would have conversation with you back though, because Gihoc is one of the places that we are very interested in. We've covered many stories under your former management.
Trust me. In the next, I will tell you, the next conversation we'll have, the story will be different.
Great.
As I said, we are doing 16 hours, and when the machine parts that we imported, the raw materials that we imported, the bottles and everything comes, 24 hours is just a chicken change. We'll just run it.
Is it possible to get you in studio somewhere next week?
Oh, let's have a conversation.
Okay, so my producer Eric will be in touch. But thank you very much for speaking to us.
Let's have a broader conversation. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
You too. Mr. Jones Applerh is acting CEO of Ghana Gihoc Distilleries Company Limited, one of the few companies that's left off from Nkrumah's very huge work on trying to industrialize Ghana. They are the only ones who sell apetition and boka. So it's a serious issue. In fact, Maswa Kofi Juma, the company virtually went under. Like he's saying, there are products that see, Madingo, the way people like Mandingo, you see, the Takai. I think they do Takai, and all those people have. In fact, when people see the Takai, they are surprised that it's produced in Ghana. Gihoc at some point went into the production of a certain standards of liquor that was gaining a lot of traction on the market. Only for our good friend Kofi Juma, he's a very good friend here, Mr. Kofi Juma to take over and everything nosedives. And he says he's trying to resurrect it. I think the issue is that I think there was a meeting with a Parliamentary Select Committee on Labour. They had some conversation and he was not happy about the reporting of it. The suggestion that they've abandoned the 24-hour economy, he says no. Any of the institutions or companies that want to do a 24-hour economy will first do a trial. So they did one. They did 24 hours and realized we have that problem, this problem, that problem. He said the problem is Gihoc that he's trying to solve before going back on the 24-hour economy track. In fact, he says currently they are doing 16. So out of the 3 shifts, they are doing 2. And most of their competitors are doing the 3 shifts. So which means that there is no problem of demand. The problem is Gihoc, which is trying to resolve. So where the story says that they have abandoned 24-hour economy because of demand, lack of demand or no demand, it is not true. Actually, their products are hot cake. In fact, if you're going to marry a woman, they say bring Castle Bridge. So Castle Bridge there, as long as there's engagement, Castle Bridge is needed. And it's used for many other things. People prefer Castle Bridge. And I can say that because Gihoc is our product. It's Ghana's product. Is Ghana's company, belongs to us. So I can mention their products here. So he's saying that there's no lack of demand when it comes to their product. If you can't even get bottles to produce with. So people want the product, but the products are not on the market. And they are not in the position to produce it in the numbers that people are asking. So now he says they now have to produce it, take it back to the market and convince people in some way or the other, because he asked, have you heard a Gihoc advert in a while? to convince people to go back to their products, which he says people already like. So that's the thing he was trying to address. And he also says that he has no problem with competition, alcoholic products being brought into the market. So those are the two things he just wanted to clarify. We'll try and see if we can get him in studio to talk, to have a wider discussion about the Gihoc he saw and the way how he's trying to address the issues he's identified over the last few months since he's been in charge of Gihoc. Well, a very good morning to you. Today is the birthday of Dr. Kweku Bram Labi. Today is his birthday. Dr. Kweku Bram Labi, in fact. You see, at some point in time, there was I recall, is it TV Gold?
It's nosy, good baby.
We started running a television station here at Radio Gold. There were two people who I will never forget from the TV Gold experience. Kweku Bram Labi and then Roy. Star Roy. The two of them were always moving together. Roy is also quite tall, but Kweku is very tall. So the two of them always move together. And I always look at the two and compare and contrast them. Kweku is tall, lanky. Then there's Roy, who is quite huge. Roy is huge. He calls himself the freshest. So whenever I see Roy, I'm reminded of Kweku Bram Labi. Yes. Nowadays he's outside the shores of the country. A happy birthday to you, Doc. Happy birthday to you. Two things. Are you a gig worker, a website designer, consultant, rider, delivery partner, freelancer, or into e-commerce? Do you know you can secure your future with needs, even without a traditional employer? You hustle day and night to make ends meet, but when work slows down or when sickness or injury prevents you from working, who looks out for you? That's where SNEET steps in. Ensure your income today. Contribute regularly and enjoy an old age pension for life with annual increases to keep you secure. If sickness or injury stops you from working, SNEET pays you an invalidity pension for life, no matter your age. So two things. You can ensure your income today, contribute regularly, and enjoy an old age. That's when you're old age pension for life with annual increases to keep you secure. And also, if sickness or injury stops you from working, SNEET pays you an invalidity pension for life, no matter your age. And if the unexpected happens, that's death, your dependents will receive survivor's benefits. No matter how you earn, SNEET has you covered. You don't need a 9-to-5 job to qualify. No, not at all. Gig workers like you can join SNEET and enjoy all these benefits. Call the number 0302-611-622 or visit any of our 53 branches nationwide. You can also connect with us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at SNEET Ghana. At SNEET Ghana. SNEET, we deliver on our promises. And also don't forget the Ministry of Transport in collaboration with Digital. I invite you the Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025 happening from 22nd is early next week, 22nd to 24th October at the World Trade Center, Accra. Easy to find place. Are you a big wig in the transport industry? This is your time to showcase what you've got. Join transport and logistics players, freight forwarders, rail operators, airline operators, ship owners, EV car dealers, researchers, students, and the general public for the 3 Power Pack days of innovation, exhibitions, and networking. Don't miss out. Come experience, explore, and learn. Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025, Beyond Movement. Researching Ghana. To register as an exhibitor, call 0244-613-246 or visit our website www.transportlogfair.org. And whilst we are on that, are you ready to unlock the untapped potential of Ghana's vibrant regions The Ghana Investment Promotion Center, in partnership with the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, the Ghana Free Zones Authority, and 24-Hour Plus Secretariat proudly presents the Volta and O2 Regional Investment Roadshows from October 27 to 31st, 2025, under the theme Driving Local Investment, Unlocking Regional Potential. Will connect local businesses with investors to fuel growth and prosperity. Join exciting exhibitions and high-level forums on investment opportunities, including the 24-hour economy. Catch us in the Volta region on Tuesday, October 28th at the University of Health and Allied Sciences in Ho, then in OT region. On Thursday, October 30th at the Bosachu Hotel, October 30th. Special guests includes the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Julius Debra, and the Minister of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue Jare, alongside regional ministers, MPs, and traditional rulers. Don't miss this golden opportunity to explore investments and expand your business in Ghana. For sponsorship and registration, contact Zainabu on 0244 670301 or Yolanda on 0203 801 687. Remember, Ghana is open for business. And also the luckiest is back again, bigger and better. Yes, bigger and better, with chances to change your life. Let me show you 2 easy ways to get it again. First, grab your phone and dial *712#. Choose option 1 to buy a ticket for yourself, option 2 to buy for someone else. Want the system to generate a lucky ticket for you? Go with option 1 again. Prefer to choose your own ticket number? That's option 2. Confirm your payment with Momo and you are in. Now the online